This video's made for adult collectors because bro got saggy shoulders again. The last couple of retools and redecos we've been looking at have really made me love their molds more because these new toys look and feel a lot better. Armada Megatron came out and I was like, yeah, he's alright. I didn't like the shoulders. Still don't. They don't peg in on the Galvatron mold either. I didn't like how mine's antlers fell off super easily, and the green was just a shade that isn't the most pleasant to me personally. This, though, fixes most of that. Again, the treads really needed to tab in. This is Armada Galvatron, and he looks superb in these colors. The color breakup feels a bit better with the more soft shades, like this off-white and the purple mixed with that gray. Oh, and the shade of maroon works so well as an accent color. Even the maroon wheels don't look super out of place because of all the maroon on his upper body. And the new head with that more screaming / tense looking expression thing on it makes the mold feel more intimidating, which is good because it's friggin' Galvatron. I do like all the sculpted lines and how they cat? I'm allergic to cats. How they cast, there we go, shadows on the white, keeping those parts from looking bland, though I do find some parts of the gray can feel a bit mush due to the color and the details and how they've sculpted it. He is a tad hard to make look dynamic just due to his bulk, the weight of the cannon and the shoulders and all that, but it is still something you can do. Getting him mixed in with the cannon's range and articulation, you can get him looking somewhat dynamic, or at least like a big brute about to shoot you in the face with a tank cannon strapped to the back of his, well, back. The shoulders, like I said, they still bug me. Not in how they're constructed. I don't really have issue with that. More so with the shoulder pads just not tabbing in. I really wish this Redeco had changed the design to have like little slots and little tabs to just sit in place. I bet they just didn't have the budget for this wave to do that. They only had enough money to change his head. And one of mine has a shoulder that is a tad loose, but it's on a screw, so I can fix that. Other than that, the quality of this is solid. Nothing else wants to move, break, or become loose. It's great. And now it can be tidal wave box accurate with the Dark Fleet, and that's how I'm going to display this idiot. Wearing the armor, it looks even more intimidating than Megatron did. So, weird. Articulation is weird. It's there, but it's strange. The head is on a ball joint, so can't really tilt that much. I wish he could look up a little bit further than that. You can look down a little bit, but, you know, I wish it could go up and also it can rotate. These are soft. Now, I have heard a couple of people say that they've gotten theirs slightly bent out of the packaging. Mine seem to be fine, but they are soft, so you can use like a hairdryer and just sort of heat them up and then squish them back into place. I know on Armada Megatron you can take them off and actually fix them separately, and here they're glued onto the head because he's got open box packaging. The shoulders, they do that. They don't rotate, and that's because A, that's technically show accurate for the most part, but B, it's because this has to attach onto the shoulder pads, and otherwise then the arms wouldn't be able to rotate with the armor on. But the shoulder pads move up. The arms can go out that far. They can go out that far. That's forward, not out. You got bicep rotation. You have a tiny bit over 90 degrees of bend. You have a wrist rotation. You do have a waist joint. The cannon itself can rotate, and this can go up and down, so you can get that out of the way for whatever poses you may want. Hips, they ratchet forward and back. They can go in and out. Now, I wish the in and out was a ratchet joint, because also on Megatron, the same issue. But when you put all of this on there, he becomes really top heavy, and sometimes he can just do that. That can be a tad annoying. You do have a thigh rotation, nice ratchet at the knee that bends just a little under 90 degrees. And then you have ankle tilt, which is completely filled in, and I love that. And it's very softly detented because of this sculpt. Like, I'm trying to see if you can hear it. Hang on. I don't think you can hear it, but it's very softly detented. It's quite nice. It's actually really pleasing joint to mess with because of how much new detail it exposes. It's very cool. But yeah, he's fine. He poses okay. Not the greatest, but it's not terrible. I do dig this robot more than the regular Armada release. It's the tank that makes me adore this deco more, though, so let's go for that. Alright, let's make him a tank. So to start with, what we're going to do, this is very similar to the original toy, just with extra steps. But I love that original toy's transfer. I still have it, it's just packed away at the moment. I love that original toy's transformation, so this is just great.
but you fold the fists in and leave the shoulder pads stable. Stop moving. You open this up and then you fold the arm in and then close that back up. Open this up, fold the arm in and close that back up. Then you take the head, make sure it's straight. I kind of wish this slid. It would have been funny, but no, you got to open it and open that up. Not that big of a deal. It's just something I wish was there. You fold the shoulder pads or the shoulder flap things up. Then you shift this up on a double hinge. That'll bring this up with it. So you bring that closed and then you clip that into place. So do that again. This side doesn't actually bring this one up, which is a tiny bit annoying, but it's not that much of an inconvenience. Then you flip the turret forward. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, you flip it this way and then open it up, because then that allows you to rotate the waist 180 degrees. Otherwise, it'll just bump into the turret. Then we're going to fold the feet down. Very loud. Make sure they're clipped into place. Then fold in the heels. Open up these flaps here. Flip it underneath because you can see this easier. This is going to shift up and then clip into here and into here. So you bring this down, and this is going to tab into the side there, and then this flap will peg into the butt. Get that all lined up. This side doesn't like lining up on my copy of, there we go, on my copy of Galvatron for some reason, but on Megatron it's completely fine. Then you close the turret up, and that's your tank. It's not difficult, it's pretty easy to do. I wish it was a little bit more intricate given this is a leader class toy, but you know, it's simple, it's easy, it works, it does what it needs to do. It becomes a tank, a very solid one at that. Nothing's coming off of that. So that's great.
I love how the primary color changes from gray, purple with a bit of off-white to mostly white in color. I do like how the maroon has become more of an accent color here, and there's hardly any purple on display. It does the triple changer thing of changing colors, even though this isn't a triple changer. Of course, no minicon, but that's fine. He rolls pretty well, and the turret can rotate and go up and down, but it cannot do a full 360. I assume that's for tidal wave stuff to make sure you get the barrel positioned correctly, but I don't think the stoppers were necessary. You can just disassemble the turret and clip them off, and then put the turret back together, and it will be fine. It is a nice large tank though, like it's got a massive presence. It's bigger than a lot of other tank figures of the same scale that I have. Like it just makes Blitzwing look kind of tiny. I like this a lot more than Megatron. It's more pleasing to look at, and I just find myself messing with it more. I'm probably still keeping Megatron because I want to display Galvatron with the tidal wave bits, but like, I don't know, the toy itself is exactly the same, but the colors make it stand out more to me with them being slightly more calming to look at, if that makes any sense. I recommend this deco over the Megatron one if you want to try this mold out. If you want to fix the shoulders, Sam's Forge and a couple other people have some really cool upgrades out there if they're still available. But yeah, the colors on this and just the new expression and the way that he changes shades from robot to vehicle mode, it makes this feel more fun to me. And that's why I would recommend this over Megatron. Unless you prefer the Megatron deco, in which case you can get him on discount, and I highly recommend doing that. But that's my look at Armada Galvatron. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.